All right, hello. I'm here because I'm going to read part one or whatever you want. I'm just going to read this in one video, but I'm going to read this fan fiction of Goku X and Frank. I I've never read fan fiction. Well, I have one. But it's not something I do, surprisingly as much of a degenerate as I am. But the only fanfiction I ever read was a Brave New World X Pokemon fanfiction, and if you want me to read it, I'll fucking read it. But no one's ever gonna watch these videos, so it doesn't matter. I wanted to see if I could find a fucking horrible fanfiction, and I found this fucking monstrosity, and I haven't read it. I read some of it just to see where it goes, and it seems pretty fun. And there's a part two here, just so people here understand, right? So thank you, Gopher Chan, for letting me read this. I'll literally put you down. I don't even know how. I'll guess I'll just link this if people want to read it, and it's gonna be in two parts. So yeah. So thank you, Gopher Chan. So let me read it. Goku slash Anne Frank until the end of time. Hi, I'm Gopher Chan, and this is my first piece of fan fiction. Oh no. It was my brother's idea. Well, your fucking brother's an asshole. I don't see why he would tell you to do this. This is not a good idea. But an Anne Frank slash DBZ crossover. I am big fans of both. What the fuck are you on? No. All right, let me do this. All right. Anne sighed as she sat in her room, staring at her wall. She just finished writing in her diary and had nothing to do. Life was boring in this secret annex, but it was better than the alternative. It was all right talking to Peter and Margot, but they were both such quiet people, unlike the always active Anne. All of a sudden, a flash of light appeared in the room. Anne jumped back, stifling a scream. Ha! Before she could run out the closed door, she noticed that the person who appeared in the flash was not a Nazi officer, but someone who she had never seen before. His clothes were very strange. Oh, this is Goku. And his hair was in a spiky style that was totally new to her. She stood against the wall, wary of the stranger, but he walked towards her and smiled, extending a hand. My name is Goku, the mysterious stranger said. Anne nervously put her hand in his. He bent down and kissed it softly, then let go. Oh no, isn't he married? Anne blushed, feeling something she had never felt before go off inside of her. My name is Anne, she replied quietly. I'm sorry. Oh, no, that's Goku. I'm sorry for what just happened, Goku told her. But I was caught in a time portal and deposited here. My power cells will be charged soon, but until then, I'm stuck here. Anne had no idea what the handsome visitor was talking about, but she played along. Well, sir, she said, you may stay in my room as long as you like. Anne blushed again as she said this and giggled slightly. Goku looked around and then sat on the bed. Thank you for the invitation. I'll be sure to repay you for it soon. Anne did not understand what he meant by that. However, when he spoke, she felt a warmth deep inside of her. She sat by him on the bed, staring at the man's beautiful eyes. No, no, don't do this! Don't do this! Finally, she could stand it no longer. Anne leaned over. No, I don't want to read that. Anne leaned over and kissed the stranger on the cheek, and then pulled back quickly, not sure of what she had done. I'm sorry, she said, as she stumbled to find the right words. The visitor smirked. Oh, Goku's pulling the moves, even though he's a married man, and this is just wrong. As a general rule, don't do this. She's a teenager. This is Nazi Germany. No, that's quite all right, he replied with a smile, putting one arm around her. You're a very beautiful girl. Lord, go, oh my God. But I will. Anne looked at him troubled. What's the matter? She said. No, what's the matter? She said with a sweet smile. Goku looked nervous. I'm already married. Oh, yeah, fuck yeah. So he is married at this point. Fuck, no. And she's a teenager. No. He finally managed to choke out. Anne pulled away from him abruptly. No, she said loudly, almost in tears. I'm sorry, he replied. Anne was furious. Nothing ever goes right, she cried out. Yeah, you fucking kidding? You're not kidding. Nothing does go right. What the fuck? I have to go now. My power cells have recharged, said Goku. Anne was in tears by now, staring at the wall so she wouldn't see Goku's face. He smiled a sad smile and disappeared in another flash. Out of Anne's life forever. Anne never forgot him, though, not until the end of time. Well, if you've read Anne Frank's story, that end of time isn't fucking too far away. I'm sorry for that joke, but why? How did everyone like it? Please review, as it's my first story. My dude, I don't know what you're thinking. Who fucking told you? But this isn't a good idea. Oh Lord, there's still another section. Oh no. All right, well, this is the last part. Is part 2. Go for Chan's fanfiction paradise. Goku X Anne Frank until the end of time. Part 2. A Saiyan's love. All right. 1 month. Well, it didn't seem like a month. To Anne Frank, a Jew. It seemed like a year. No, this is so fucked on so many levels. This person must have done this as like an innocent thing. Like they probably read Anne Frank and was like, hey, I want a better ending. And so they thought, hey, I watch Goku, I watch Dragon Ball. Let's just make them a thing. No. 1 month since the with the mysterious man from the world. Well, she only knew as Goku. The handsome stranger had stepped through time and into her life. They disappeared without a trace. And Anne was almost sure that they never meet again. Even though not meet again. Even though not one day passed without her dreaming of him. What the fuck? I was pretty sure she was like a teenager. Little did she know, however, that their lives were tied by the unbreakable red string of fate. It was another boring day in the secret annex. Anne sat on the bed of her room, writing in her diary. Oh no, Anne Frank's diary, what's she gonna write now? Oh, I met this fucking hunk of a man, Goku, even though I'm like a teenager. It never occurred to her, however, that this entry would be her last. As she wrote in the quiet attic, there was a loud noise from downstairs. Her heart jumped with both fear and excitement. Was it them? The Nazis? Or could it be him? She had no idea whether to run downstairs or to hide. That decision, however, was made for her. Her door flew open, and a tall soldier was visible in the doorway, glaring at her. The cries of her family members and friends were tuned out as Anne only thought of one thing. She stood up and followed the soldiers out of her room, down the stairs, and into the back of the truck. This kid just... Oh no! This kid, no! So this is it, she said quietly to herself. I'll never see him. My one true love ever again. All these years of hiding, they were for naught. No, wait, this is so fucked. Then Anne realized that she left her precious diary up in her room. She broke loose from the officer and made a dash back into the shop. When he removed the gun from his holster and fired a shot in her direction, Anne fell to the floor. No. And what the fuck? This kid is like actually writing a story. No, don't do this. Why? Lay on the floor, feeling searing pain run through her leg. Where the bullet had met its mark, the Gestapo officer menacingly moved towards her, grinning, when all of a sudden there was a blinding flash of light, causing the officer to shield his eyes. A huge cloud of smoke appeared next to Anne, blocking her from the soldier's vision. When the smoke cleared, he was in for quite a surprise. There was Goku, holding Anne in his arms, standing next to a huge metal capsule. Goku! Cried Anne. You came back for me! You came back for me! Goku smiled. anything for you, my dear. Our love will never be lost, not until the end of time. My God, this author. You know what? I gotta stop it. This author's a fucking genius. He just added "until the end of time" again, right? He'd be putting the title of the story into the thing. He's really doing it. It's fucking. This is one of the greatest things I've read. The Gestapo officer turned tail and ran, but Goku was too quick for him. After laying Anne on the concrete, he dashed towards the Nazi and knocked him to the ground unconscious. With only one blow, Nazi scum. Oh my God, this is great, muttered Goku as he spit on his enemy's limp body. Muttered Goku as he spit on his enemy's limp body, then returned to Anne. Here, I have something for you, Goku said as he removed a small bean from his pocket. What on earth is this? Asked Anne, not Goku. Goku smiled. Remember how ignorant she was to what was everyday life to him? Remembering how, okay, so he didn't write that down. Hey, I gotta dock you off, author. I think you're supposed to say remembering how ignorant she was to what was everyday life to him. A senzu bean, he said. Just eat it and it will kill your leg. Anne followed his instructions and popped the bean into her mouth as the wound on her calf magically healed. God fucking damn. Now come on, commanded Goku. We've got some Nazi ass to kick. Ah, hell yeah, Goku, kick some Nazi ass, bitches! Woo! And I'm getting into this story. Anne jumped onto the mysterious Saiyan's back as he launched off into the sky. After only a few moments, the two of them arrived in Berlin. Tanks were parading down the street. Tanks were parading down the street as Adolf Hitler himself stood on a platform overlooking it all. Stay here, Goku said, dropping Anne in a shaded area under a tree. He then flew straight towards the parade of tanks. First, fist outstretched, screaming as loud as he could. The soldiers blew scattered in the terror while the tanks tried to aim their cannons at him. He was too quick and nimble for them. However, it opened the hatch of a nearby panzer. Oh, hell yeah, he's going after them Nazis. God, I never thought I'd fucking read something like this in my life. After dispatching of the soldiers and control of the war machine, he took the wheel. He fired round after round into the crowd of Nazi soldiers, occasionally firing at the other tanks. Oh no! Oh my God! Well, fuck you, Nazi scum! Get ready to die! I'm gonna die, you Nazi scum! After only minutes, there was nothing but a cloud of dust and corpses. Goku emerged from the tank's hatch, smiling now that he had done his duty. When all of the dust cleared, there was only two people remaining on the parade ground. Goku the Saiyan hero and Adolf Hitler, the most evil man to ever walk the earth. Anne watched from nearby fearfully as she saw the two men stare at each other for what seemed like hours. Her one true love and her ultimate oppressor. It all come down to this. Shut! Let me see if I can do a Hitler. So, Hitler said jovially, you took out all of my men. However, you aren't going to defeat me. I'll give him a Mario voice. Fuck it. Hitler then jumped down from his path. Fucking Goku's fighting a fucking Mario Hitler at this point. Jumped down from his platform and down onto the street in front of Goku, pulling a machine gun from the ground nearby. Goku quickly jumped behind a ruined tank as Adolf opened fire. The tank made decent cover, but it wasn't long until it would be torn apart by the hail of bullets. Goku had to act. Wow, Hitler really be strong in here. He dashed out from the side of the tank and flew as fast as he could toward Hitler, who had no time to react. He grabbed the chain gun out of his enemy's hands and snapped it over his knee with ease. Hitler stumbled backward, shocked at the turn of events. Goku smirked, then said, It's come down to this. You and me fighting like men. If you admit defeat now, I'll kill you rather painlessly. Man, Goku being Giga Chad right now. Goku had the definite advantage, or so it seemed. Hitler burst into laughter as Goku looked on quizzically. The mustachioed man slowly rose into the air as his brown hair and pencil mustache turned a blonde color, and his brown eyes turned blue. Goku reeled in horror. Hitler continued laughing, then finally said, Go, Goku! You came here expecting to find a madman, but instead you found a god. Hitler had become a Super Saiyan. What the fuck? So Hitler's like fucking from Goku's world. What the fuck is going on? Oh man, and we're going back to Anne now. We're going back to Anne. Fuck me. I don't know what Anne's thinking. I don't know. I'm probably like Anne. Anne looked on in awe, not sure what was going on. What was going on? At first, it seemed like her lover would win the battle. What if Goku's fucking married though? But now she was not so sure. Goku now seemed scared of his opponent, and it was for good reason. Hitler continued to speak. Goku, can't you see? I've reached the power level 10 times anything you ever achieved. Your fate is sealed, weakling. Even though the battle seemed unwinnable, Goku charged in, screaming at the top of his lungs. Every blow he struck was deflected off of Hitler's rock-hard body. Oh, Jesus. This author. This is fucking some good fucking descriptions. You gotta have descriptions. Hitler waited for Goku to tire himself out, then raised his fist and punched Goku. And one punch was enough. Goku was knocked across the street into a large propaganda poster of Hitler, thudding to the cold, hard ground. Hitler laughed, thinking that victory was in his hands at last. Goku, however, was not ready to give up. Bruised and battered, he rose from the ground, limping in Hitler's direction. The Nazi leader laughed. You still want to fight? Don't you know when to give up, boy? You can hardly walk, and you expect to beat me, conqueror of Europe. Goku ignored the taunts as he continued to stumble his way forward. Finally, the two arch-rivals were standing face to face. Goku stared Hitler into the eye, then screamed, "This is for love!" This is a great story, Hey, it's Star. I want to say star-crossed lovers. It's got a Romeo and Juliet flair to it with the love at first sight, star-crossed lovers. You got a little bit of action, just like in Romeo and Juliet when there's all this murder and shit. Jesus, this is great. And flew up into the sky, his hair turning blonde, his eyes blue, and an aura of power radiating from him. Hitler looked on in horror at Goku. He had made the ultimate achievement. He had become a super ultra power Saiyan. Goku made a cup shape with his hands, aiming at Hitler. As he yelled out the words, Kame! Hame! Ha! As a beam of pure energy shot at his enemy, disintegrating the Nazi's leader's body. Get out of here, Nazi scum. This is fucking amazing. This is actually fucking amazing. I can't. This has everything. It has action, love, fucking we took out the fucking one of the most evil men of history. Fucking Hitler's out of here, baby. Goku then collapsed to the ground in a heap, exhausted from the fight. Wow, not even like an epilogue, just says 2 years later. Anne and Goku had finally reached the date of their wedding. After the battle, Anne and Goku destroyed the time machine and took a boat to Australia. So Goku just left his son and his wife. What the fuck? This is a deadbeat father. They changed their names to live new lives, ready to start over. The two young people looked into each other's eyes as they kissed, as the Reverend pronounced them man and wife. Finally, it said, let's be together. And of course, until the end of time. This is. Oh my god, I'm gonna burn in hell. They would always be together until the end of time. Well, I think I just read one of the greatest things of all time. Let me give me my critique real quick. I don't know how long this critique will be, but you know what? You know, this is a great story. If you want action, you like Goku, you read Frank's journal, you hate Nazi scum, and you want some fucking powerful battles and love. This is the fan fiction for you. What the fuck did I read? So basically, this is I give it. I can't give it a 10 out of 10 out of good conscience. As you remember, I pointed out at the beginning, more towards the front of the video, right? When I was reading the second part, he had a grammatical error. Let me see if I can find it. Where he basically had used the wrong tense for a certain let's just say word. So I'm at the end of the day, I am extremely disappointed in that. I think the author could have done a better job with that. He should have actually looked at that more. So that's why it's only a 9 out of 10. Just you know some hardcore action, baby. I mean, this is like fucking Pulitzer, not even Pulitzer winning. This is Nobel Prize winning literature. This is like Pulitzer Prize winning literature. Yeah, I'll put it at that. Right. This man deserves an award. He deserves like fucking a medal or whatever. This is some great shit. Hey, if you didn't like the end of Anne Frank's diary, God. This is the perfect fan fiction for you. Got Goku and Anne Frank. What could go wrong? And it seems that Goku at the end becomes a deadbeat father and is technically married to two different people. Fucking great fan fiction. 9 out of 10 would recommend.